Oh, 56 hard in the wall. Looks like we're going to stay green. Oh,
they got a spin.
95 around, 33 hard into the inside wall.
Oh, they're wrecking up front. 93, Ricky Johnson's around, collects a 30, the 59, the 30, I already said the 30. Oh,
They're still wrecking.
Oh my God, the 22 of Jason San Diego, damn it. Oh my word.
Turn 3 and 4.
Side, they fly through turn 3 and 4.
It's 66 now. Oh, they're 3 wide.
Oh, Joe, who's
3.
there?
I don't know. They're 3 wide through the tri-oval. Give it to Phelps there at the yellow flag. For the lead, the 77 goes to the inside, doesn't have the run there, goes back outside, he's going to try to have the momentum through turns 3 and 4, peaks to the inside, it's going to be a drag race down the front straightaways, Callum goes around!
It's going to be at the line, it's so close, Murphlack wins it!
Don't think, oh, he got really close, he's going to look to the inside! Oh, they make contact! Oh my God! Joseph Weaver! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome once again to JTN's presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series. The 2021 season is about to get underway. I'm Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, it's Ricky Collette again. Ricky, 2 nights in a row. How you feeling? You feeling fresh, refreshed after making the long drive up from Miami up here to Daytona?
Oh, I'm feeling good, Joe. I gotta be. This is 2 out of 4 this week for me, so I'm all good. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go here. We got 36 cars here tonight at Daytona. We're gonna have a good little eye opener tonight, so it should get me nice and fresh for the next race.
Well, it's a 70-lap race, Ricky, and it's, I mean, oh, buddy, 70 laps, that's, if you're gonna, you said 34 guys, 35, whatever that number is gonna end up being once we're done with qualifying. If you're starting at the back, you're gonna have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is Virginia Daytona here. They're running tonight. It's the same one that HOBO usually runs. It's pretty good for multi-lane racing, but Daytona itself has some restrictions on what you can do here. It's not as wide as Talladega. The turns kind of have a little bit of a different profile to them, in just little tiny differences that make it a little harder to race here than it is at Talladega. Anything more than 2 wide. You can definitely do 3 wide here. You definitely make it work, but it's a lot tighter racing. So if you're in the back tonight, it's really gonna take a concerted effort to charge your way up through the field here.
Well, we see people in chat starting to populate said chat. Welcome to JTN's presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Gent Nation seems like they're out in force tonight. Goody, Steve Miller, part of that, I believe. Mackenzie Weston here to cheer on Rod Weston, of course. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. We're so excited to bring you guys this race tonight. We'll have a bunch of different storylines throughout the night, and we'll be telling you about all these guys as they try to start off their season in the best way possible with a win at Daytona. Just like Michael McDowell the other night, Ricky. Like, do you think
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in sim racing, underdogs, we don't really have that same perspective on underdogs, right? It's not about, we don't necessarily associate it with like a lack of equipment like we would in real racing. But who would be an underdog for you tonight to pick to win this race?
Man, you know, I really don't know. To be honest, it's just it's such a big spread of guys here tonight. And think about a track like Daytona here with a fixed setup race. You know, it's fixed setup, moderate damage. It really takes a lot of the equipment out of the equation. It just comes down to pure driver skill. So I think any single guy that starts this race tonight has a very good chance of winning it here.
Well, and that's just because you got a lot of talent here at HOBO Racing. You can check out all their different races we had for 2020 right here on the JTN YouTube page. Got a playlist all set up for them. Got a new playlist ready to kick off 2021. Qualifying looks like it has been completed. Ricky, and I can see the top 3, Jordan McGregor, Caleb Linkle, and Herman Reese. Why don't you take us from 4th on back?
Yeah, gladly, Joe. Starting in 4th position tonight will be the 41 of Josh Boyer. Rounding out the top 5 will be the 4 car of Matthew Stern. Starting in the 6th position will be the 11 of Steve Hint. Hugate in the 9 will be starting 7th tonight. Duke Sorensen alongside him in the 59 car in 8th position. Harry Kodian will be starting 9th place tonight in the 13 car. The 66 car of Brett Carter will be starting in the 10th position. Bob Gibson, the 46, will be starting 11th. The 112 car of Eddie Rayleigh will be starting in 12th tonight. Gary Moran in the 40 will be starting in 13th position. Brendan Spadafora, the 37 car, will be starting 14th tonight. And Tom Musa will cap off the top 5 in the 7 car. Mark DeSenza in the 33 will be starting 16th. Manny D in the 710 will be starting in the 17th spot. Troy Donahue in the 81 starting 8th. With Ron Simpson in the 19th spot in the 25 car. John Palmer will be the last car in the top 20 in the 108 car. Steve Rubino in the 21 will be starting tonight from position 21. Then Jason San Diego in car 22 will be starting tonight from position 22. DJ Hinsky in the 14 will be starting 23rd. Dan Rubino in the 44, 24th. Andre Mangion in the 54 will be starting 25th tonight, with Austin LaPlante alongside him in the 48 car. Jeff Stekenis in the 31 will be starting 27th tonight, with Rich Napick alongside him in the 6th car in the 28th position. Keith McLean in the 28 will be starting 9th tonight, and M.T. Johnson in the 06 car will be rounding out our top 30. Ryan Johnson, the 78, will be starting 31st, and is the last car to record a lap time qualifying. The 23 of Maverick will be starting 32nd tonight. Daniel Dupuis, the 24, will be starting 33rd. Rob Heath in the 38, starting 34th. Rod Weston, the 19, will be starting 5th. And rounding out the field will be Joe Van Anderson in the 93 car, starting in the 36th position. So 36 cars in total here tonight, Joe. Should be a great night of racing.
Great night of racing. A big field means you're going to have comers and goers throughout the race, Ricky. It's about 19, it's 18 to 20 laps, but I was yelled at that it's 19 exactly on fuel. And that puts these drivers in a predicament with how they decide to use up that fuel, right? We're looking at most likely 3 pit stops. You know, I'm a guy that usually, I like to try to stay out as long as I can, avoid the big, massive group of cars coming to pit road, but I know there's guys that are probably going to want to pit early, try to get out of the way of a possible big one, because pitting here at Daytona is just so tough.
Yeah, absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head. It's going to be really dicey. With this many cars, this big of a field, you know, it's like you send a ton of cars coming down pit road in a pack this big. It's like a powder keg. It just takes one spark, and you got just a massive bit of calamity on your hands. So every single time that you see these packs coming down to pit road, it's just the slightest miscalculation by someone could cause a whole ton of trouble for a ton of people. You're really taking a gamble every time you come down that there's not going to be a caution that's going to get you caught a lap down, or you're not going to get caught in a wreck coming to pit road, excuse me, or you're going to have someone running you over coming onto pit lane. It's there's a lot of factors at play, and then you got to do that 3 times over. It's a little nerve-wracking, and it should really shake up the field here if we get a lot of green flag runs.
And we will see if we get those green flag runs too. Sometimes these guys get a little antsy. You know, it's the first race of the year. They're really excited to get things underway, and they struggle a little bit. You know what I mean? They struggle kind of with their moves. Right? It's a new season, brand new season. They struggle with the timing of their moves and whatnot, so we'll have to see. Jordan McGregor making the switch to the Ford Mustang this year. I believe that was a Fusion last year, Rick. He's got the Mustang. It's the same paint scheme. You see Donahue behind him also in a Mustang at 81, sporting a patriotic Ford Performance Little Caesars machine. Love me some Little Caesars pizza.
I wouldn't say you're alone on that in this, Joe.
Come on.
I'm not a big Little Caesars. I like their cinnamon things, but I'm not a big fan of their pizza.
I'm telling you, if you order it through that pizza portal thing, and they make it fresh, it's the best pizza. Now, if you're going picking up a hot and ready, like, you're playing roulette there. I mean, I don't know. You're rolling the dice.
There's something with the sauce. I just don't really like it.
You just don't like spicy sauce. It's okay, Ricky. You're from...
Not that spicy.
Nope. I'm not going to take any slander of a Detroit business in
Is
here.
it a Detroit business?
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I see how it is. You gotta sacrifice your values in the name of...
Oh, no, we just grew up with Little Caesars, right?
Yeah,
There's Spatafora.
I did too. Didn't mean I like it.
Ricky, we're just not off to a good start tonight in practice. Some of these guys getting off to a good start, McGregor on pole. He's going to have Caleb Lingle and Herman Reese right behind him. That was 3 of our championship 4 last season, including Ricky Johnson in the 93. How that plays out throughout the night. '06 car of MT Johnson. New CarMax colors on that Ford Fusion. And it looks like we're getting ready to go green flag racing, Ricky. You excited? I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this since yesterday.
I'm nervous, man. If we get a big one early, takes out some guy. Oh man, I'm gonna be sad. I already had Christopher Bell rob me of a race with a bunch of cars in it. I don't need to get robbed here again. Don't want these fans at home to get robbed.
You gotta make sure that you don't jinx it.
Well, knock on wood.
I would have expected that in the Cup race and it happened. We gotta make sure we don't jinx it.
Hey, these guys are better than NASCAR Cup Series drivers. Yeah. Field's still populating the grid. Yeah, and there's a lot of them tonight, so it might be a little slower of a process than normal. Everything's situated away, but while you're sitting there, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe here to the JTN JoeTow Network if you haven't already.
Drivers, start your engines!
Your command to fire up these 30-something. How many is it officially? I gotta write it down.
36.
36 stock racing cars. Field makes their way off pit road. A lot of anticipation has been built for this race, Ricky. A lot of anticipation. Now, we'll have to see how these drivers do with making sure they're not a little too wound up here at the start of this thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to play a lot to the tone of this race, is how hard they go early on here. So you really got to make sure that you're minding your business right now, getting your bearings. If they get too antsy too quick, then we could very likely see a big one early on in this, take out a ton of good guys.
Hey man, I'm excited. HOBO Racing is back for 2021 with the Cup Series. Remember, we're going to have all of the opening week festivities here with HOBO. We'll be back at you Thursday night with the modifieds at Richmond, so we'll have to go north, Ricky, and then we'll come back down here to Daytona next Sunday for the Truck Series. On the oval, these boys next week going to the road course here in the Cup Series, so they follow along that Cup Series schedule. Be a interesting season for them too, because they got that Bristol Dirt race coming up. But like you said, 36 drivers to start a season, 36 guys all going for one goal tonight, to win at the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. There is no track greater for stock car racing than this 2.5-mile oval. Field makes their way off turn 4. Pace car is pulled down pit lane, and Jordan McGregor's going to lead them to green. Into the tri-oval we go. Green flag, and we're racing from Daytona. 2021 is underway for the HOBO Racing Cup Series.
Getting up to speed here, Joe. It'll take him about half a lap, maybe 3/4 of a lap to get these up to full song. But you see here, Jordan McGregor moving up into that high line. It's going to open the door for Herman Reese to pull in on that low line. I have to see if these lines stay formed up for a while. Early on, both lines are about matched car numbers. But you can even see right now the low line's already starting to stir up a bit.
There's a really strong push from that 113 to the back bumper of the 30 of McGregor, but that seemed to stall out as Matthew Stern was all over the back bumper of Herman Reese in that 73. Reese leading lap 1.
See that for Matthew Stern, just looking to the inside of Herman. Nowhere really to go for the moment, so he's going to drop back into that. But now the low line seems like it's starting to prevail a little bit. A lot of guys splintering up in the back here. Kind of letting this spread out a bit.
Yeah, I think these guys, they're going to be content to ride around at the start of this thing, Ricky. Get through that first pit stop. But of course, as I say that, there's a lot of cars towards the back. I think that was Keith McLean. Last car in line on the outside looked like he got a little squirrely off the corner. Is Keith in this race? Yeah, he is. It looked like that 28. That 28's always got a gray ghost paint scheme on it. But Herman Reese out front right now. He's got Matthew Stern, Jeff Fugate, Harry Codian, and Steve Grant, your top 5.
And you can kind of see here what Herman Reese is doing is that he's not really hugging that low line, Joe. This is an older version of Daytona, so it's bumpy. So handling does matter a little bit. He's just keeping it on that middle line more or less, kind of bringing it down the track onto the yellow paint as they come into the turn. But not really holding to it. Honestly, that middle line is faster than people give it credit for. At this version of Daytona, and I think Herman's kind of getting a feel for that right now.
Well, further on back, right now, McGregor leading that outside lane, Ricky. He started on pole on the bottom, but he decided quickly to go up in front of that 113 car.
Yeah, that's one thing about this race is that you always have to make sure you're making quick decisions. You really have to think ahead on this stuff and hope that come out in the right end, but you got to make some aggressive moves here to get things to go your way.
Looks further on back, Josh Boyer going to the bottom, letting everyone go on by, slides back up. That is a risky move to do, especially when you're so far up in the field right now.
Yeah, because you're really banking on everyone understanding what you're doing. It gets a little harrowing when you try to drop back like that. There's so many cars, you really don't know if everyone's going to let you do it. Yeah, well, Herman Reese looks like he's holding pretty good station up there in first place. Looks like the 4 and the 9 right now are pretty content to just ride around.
Doing a good job at the start of this race. Working lap 5 right now. It's a 70-lap race. Yeah, it's not long, maybe if you're one of the guys at the back, but these guys that start off with the good qualifying runs and have all the track position to start this thing, Ricky, I mean, they want to get these guys strung out single file around the bottom, because that's where we're going to be single file here at this version of Daytona.
Yeah. And you see that 4, Matt Stern, looking to high here, and Herman's not really going to contest it. He's just going to hold that low line for the moment. We'll see if how good of a run Stern gets here coming off of turn 2. But 73 looks like he's not really wanting to deviate from his line right now.
Well, and what that's going to do, now he's going to have to decide to block one of these lanes, because now they're right in his mirror, right behind him, too wide. Before it was a couple cars back. But right now, that inside through the center of the corner is going to prevail just a little bit, but it looks like Stern, with that 4 car on the outside, able to kind of pull those guys a little better. Oh, we got a crash behind him. Big junk for turn 4. Manny D, cars still piling in.
Ooh.
Flying into the catch fence, Ricky, and that's going to be our first yellow of the evening. And Dan Rubino up and over on his roof. Looks like he's trying to get that thing back going. Got it towed back to pit road. Let's see what happens. And my game crashed. Gotta love it. Ricky, you're gonna have to take us through this wreck.
I can't take you through the wreck because I actually can't see half the field.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate that. All right, well, we'll be right back. And back here on JTN, Ricky, we're having problems with our cameras, it seems like, so Ricky, I'm gonna let you sort that out. Maybe deal with the core of the camera, maybe get rid of it and put a new one in. Put some new film in it, because that's the technology we're working with here on JTN. But while he's doing that, everybody getting loaded back in. A big wreck early on in one of these races, not good, of course. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to bring you the footage of it because the game doesn't seem to like it when a bunch of guys wreck. But there you see on your screen, heavy damage for Tom Musa in the number 7 Tide Ride. Smoking all down pit road. He's dropping a lot of oil. These guys probably not happy with him doing that. My goodness. What a tough way to start this race.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying, we really wanted to make sure that we didn't have that big wreck early on, and it seemed like kind of got snake bit by that.
Hate to see that happen so early on too in races. On our end with the video going out, and then oh man, a lot of guys with damage though, all down on pit road. There, Musa, Hinsky in the 14, whole right sides tore up on that 14 machine. Austin LaPlante looks like he's down on pit road repairing damage. A lot of saws out there. Cutting away at some of that sheet metal. No crash clock here at Hobo Racing, thankfully. But oh man. Like Josh Boyer is going to stay out, maybe get some of this track position, maybe come down pit lane next time if we don't get the 1 to green here. Obviously, a lot of times these cautions only 2 or 3 laps at these super speedways, Ricky, but we will have to see what happens. The pace car lights stay on, so we'll have at least another 2 laps under caution. Dang, I hate it when those wrecks happen and we can't show them. Game crashes. It always happens with the first one, too. I think it happened last night. You gotta love NR 2003, you know?
You gotta do some work to get to work sometimes.
I even thought to myself, I said, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to get this wreck back, and I'm gonna lock on Bino's car, right? And go back and get to the wreck. And, nope. Had to figure that out, but, right now,
side here, Joe, I think I got eyes on everything now.
Let's go. Got those cameras working again. Good ear blimp on the back straightaway.
Yeah, it was definitely an issue with her. So now I got eyes on everything. So hopefully, if you fall out again, I can give you some help. But moment, take a quick look at where everyone stands here. It's like the 19 and the 41 are both a lap down at the moment.
Oh no!
Let's see if they're still on track here.
Yeah, they're out front.
Brad Weston is.
Said the 41 and 19.
That's the 41 and the 19 are lapping.
Yeah, well, they're both out front right now. We'll see if. I think the 41's gonna get waved around.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 19, but.
I feel a lot of damage on a lot of these cars out here, Joe.
Well, moderate damage tonight, so that's probably gonna save some guys a little bit. We'll have to see. Something's going on with that 19. All of a sudden cutting through the grass. That car looks good.
Yeah, they all look great.
But real quick, while we got the second to talk about it, Steve Rubino, driver 21, wanted me to make sure. I haven't seen her in chat, but wanted to dedicate this race to Barbara. Sister not feeling very good right now. Wanted to dedicate this race to her. know that our thoughts and prayers are with you, Barbara, and the whole Rubino family. And hopefully you get well soon. Go on. Jordan McGregor is going to lead us back to green. Remember, we're going to be single file. You can't make a pass until off of turn 2. So all these guys, they should be up to full song. Ricky, you think McGregor's going to try to pull them all back down to the bottom and just try to lead this thing?
Yeah, I think so. Single file here. These guys, you know, everyone's going to be more prone just to track towards that inside line just because we're single file and trying to get the quickest way around the track, quickest way to get up to speed here. So that low line's probably going to be the best place to go on this restart. I think McGregor will go down there and a bunch of guys will go with them, if not the whole field.
Oh, we'll have to see. So McGregor, Reese, Lingle, Kodian, and Stern, your top 5 with Fugate. The 66 of Brent Carter, Duke Sorensen, Moran in the 40, and Ray Dog in the 112, rounding out your top 10 for this restart. Jordan McGregor, brand new Mustang, going to lead him back to green, led him to the initial start, didn't manage to lead a lap, Ricky, now has. He's got those bonus points now in the bank. How it all plays out. Dodge Charger pace car is going to make the hard left turn down pit road. We enter the tri-oval. And we wait. And here we go. Green flag. We're back racing from Daytona.
Here, I spoke a little too soon. Caleb Lingle looking at that outside line here. But McGregor, I think, is going to have command of these guys to get going here, so we'll see what happens.
He once again chooses that outside, and that's going to allow the 73 of Herman Reese to get to his inside. As Reese has
Do you think that was by design there, Joe?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Up high to give that 113. Maybe he's liking how that other Ford's pushing him here. Because it looks like that 30 and that 113 are all by themselves on that high line.
Yeah, but they're going to be falling to the back here. I don't want to go to the back. If I'm up front, I don't want to go to the back. You just saw what happened when you're in the back.
Oh, yeah, but they're holding steady right now. I think it's a matter of just waiting on these guys to get to them. You know, Gary Brand right there in the 40 car. Maybe about 3 or 4 car lengths back and closing in fast. So I imagine they're not going to be by themselves for long here.
See how it plays out. Maybe these guys further on back, too, want to try to make a move. Maybe go up into that high line, try to usurp these guys on the bottom. We'll have to see how that plays out, but McGregor's still trying to lead that outside line. Looks like they're starting to get a little more formed up. 5 cars out there, but 5 cars on the bottom, Ricky. That's... I'm not the best at math, even if I am an engineer in training. But 5 and 5, those were equal, but they're not equal now.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like that just saved you some time there, because Matthew Stern just jumped to the outside here. Poor Grizzly Chevy looks like it's moving along quite nicely on that high line. He might be about to get to the quarter panel of the 13 to Kodian here. We'll have to see if they can get a run on Herman Reese, because it looks like Reese is holding a pretty good gap on that 13 car, just by himself right now.
Like the 112 further on back having some warp issues. Little transponder on the back of the car. Hopefully that sorts itself out.
That 93 pulling into that up line there too. Those guys are starting to get some numbers, but the issue is that there's so many guys further back in the field here, Joe, that are sort of just biding their time. They're kind of just going from one lane to another, not really holding any commitment to one or the other. They're not really tucked into this draft here. They're kind of, I don't even know really what you call it. They're kind of straggling on the back here, just trying to get the draft. And I think they're kind of dictating how these lines are forming up right now, because the draft does actually factor into how fast these guys are going.
Low car on the bottom, that's Dion Hinsky coming back off of pit road.
Yeah, 13 Harry Kodian. Oh, it gets tight there coming off of turn 2. Has to kind of recover it.
That's not a good feeling.
Oh, that is not. At Daytona, of all places, absolutely isn't. You see the Ford Matt Stern, it gave them a little bit of momentum that they need to get to that 73. they should get a pretty good run here coming down the front straightaway. That high line is usually the better line to be running in, coming down the front straightaway and the back stretch. The low line is usually the preferred line in turns. And either they are, they're side by side here coming into turn 1.
Side by side into the corner. Spatafora around. Big crash.
That's a big one.
Oh
my
no,
goodness,
to the moon.
Oof.
To the moon, front, rear, destroyed on that 37.
My goodness. I don't think there's any fixing that one, Joe.
Get you a replay.
Brendan Spatafora, I think, just made his own little atmosphere there, went in atmosphere.
Manja on Steve Rubino, Troy Donahue also involved. Let's see what happens here. Like Spatafora might have got a bump from that 54 behind. Then just comes back up the track and then clears the catch fence, but luckily comes back down on the racetrack.
Yeah, Joe, you know, looking back on that, I don't even really think the 37 made contact with the 54. What it looks like is the 37 of Mangione got up onto the back bumper of Duke Sorensen. The 59 gave him a shot going into the turn, and the bumper's just hooked, and it just sent him hard left.
Helicopter cam should have a good view of that, Ricky. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Very unfortunate for a lot of guys. The 54 flipped a little bit. The 81 had quite a roll. 21 of Steve Rubino just got absolutely decimated in that. He's still on track, but that 21's hurt.
Our Gent Nation on board. You ever wondered what it's like to be an astronaut? Well, there you go. My
Basics of rocket
goodness.
science with Brendan Spatafora.
Oh my goodness. That's a heartbreaker. And the HOBO Racing on board with Steve Rubino. Oh. Oh. And one more Maverick with the helmet cam here. Out back Ricky, and he's going to get a good view of this whole wreck. Barely avoids that 21. Got really lucky there. But a bunch of cars absolutely destroyed after this lap 15 incident.
Yeah, let's gotta thin out these numbers here a bit, Joe. We're only 20 laps into the 70-lap race, and we're already starting to see some guys drop. We got 3 cars retired already. As far as I can see, a lot of guys riding around hurt. That's really gonna factor into this pack here.
Well, if you like that crash, make sure you like the video. I mean, you gotta love NR 2003 wrecks. You hate to see the guys involved in them, of course, but that's a product of this game. I think I recall a couple nights ago, Ricky, we were in a race at Daytona in another league and racing. And I was giving you a big bump coming to the checkered flag, and I got one of those little bumper grab situations. I propelled you to that win though, with that push.
You did.
I did. Looks like we got Bristol down on pit road. He's got the driver of the number 37 car all mic'd up. Brendan Spatafora, can you hear us, buddy?
I just wanted to let you all know that I'm okay.
Well, that looked like a really tough hit. Was it that situation where you get that so-called bumper grab, where it's just kind of the back bumper of the car in front of you, you're giving them a push and it just kind of grabs you, or what went wrong there?
110%, you are right on the dollar. Right? Oh my gosh, that is the worst part about it, because it's like, all right, so I was starting to try to go half throttle because I knew I was getting, they were getting a little squirrely in front of me, so I knew I got to back off here. So I started getting off. I just gave a tiny tap, but then exactly what you said is exactly what happened. So that's the problem.
And just tough to be out of this race so early. Know you and the whole 37 crew are really looking forward to tonight after last night and also doing that promotional video for us. Really appreciate that. But before we let you go, tell everyone at home you're okay that needs to know that you're okay, because oh boy, we thought you were going to the moon there, buddy.
Oh yeah. But no, I'm all right. No, I'm just angry because it was my fault, I guess. I can't blame anything but the game itself. I mean, it's whatever. But Jet Nation, thank you for watching. I'm sorry I can't give you a finish. I love you all.
Well, Jet,
and thank you, Ricky and Joe, for this. You guys always do a wonderful job, and I appreciate letting me doing this.
yeah, no problem. Brendan Spatafor, driving number 37. Good luck, buddy, on Thursday night, and hopefully you don't have to go to astronaut school then, right? Too. Have a good night, buddy.
See you guys Thursday.
Have a good night.
Thank you. I'll be in the chat.
Yep, see ya. Brendan Spatafor, Ricky. At least he sounds like he's okay.
Yeah, that's always something to keep an eye out for. These wrecks hurt you sometimes, and he definitely went into the stratosphere there, so glad to hear he's all well. That visit to the care center.
But, Josh Boyer going around getting a lap back. So Mark DeSenza going to lead him back to green. MT Johnson, Tom Musa, Jordan McGregor, and Herman Reese, your top 5 for this restart. Those pace car lights have gone out. Brett Bodine's led a lot of laps here tonight, huh, Ricky?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're only 20 laps in, too, so hopefully someone in this front pack can start clocking some laps in and change that tune. But right now, I don't know, Cyber Brett? I guess we could call him Cyber Brett, right? That's like Cyber Dale.
Yeah.
There's Cyber Dave, too. Or whatever you're into. But Cyber Brett there is definitely going to have some fun tonight. Getting some laps led, getting some TV time on the TV panel, all that. Dodge Charger pace car, whatever you got.
Dodge Charger pace car.
Yeah.
Mine's red.
Yeah, mine's black.
Ah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, mine's painted up like a copper. I don't remember where that came from, but I almost want to say that's either being the Bandit or Dukes of Hazzard on the inside. I'm not sure.
Probably one of the two.
Faces on mine. I don't remember where that came from, but I'm kind of glad I got it. So it looks like Mark DeSenza in that 33 is going to be leading us back here. It's going to be a little bit of a shuffle. Kind of the first big deviation, I feel like, that we've seen of that first front group. Really, I've only seen the 30 of McGregor and the 73 of Herman Reese. And the 4 of Matt Dern really holding command of this race. Now we got a new face here with the 33 of Mark DeSenza.
Getting ready to go back green, and DeSenza was really strong here in August with the Cup Series, also broadcast live on JTN, Ricky. We'll have to see if he can kind of repeat that performance here tonight. Into the restart zone we go. Green flags back out at Daytona.
Tom Musa in the 7 looks like he's going to the inside line. You're going to let everyone by. Makes a very heads-up decision here that his car's hurt. Make sure not to get in anyone's way here while he tries to utilize that trap to get up lead.
I was going to say, that car was smoking coming down pit road after that first incident, and the whole rear end looks like it's bent up, so probably a wise decision there.
MT Johnson! Oh, big moment off turn 2 there. Got on the apron, you don't want to do that. And, oh, that car kicked sideways, Joe.
Well,
great save there, that 06 CarMax Ford.
I was going to say, lucky he didn't bin it there, because I don't think CarMax would sell it if it was race used, and by race used I mean wrecked.
They got a warranty. CarMax gives you a warranty. You can go to their dealerships and they'll fix it for you.
There's Rich Napick in the number 6 machine going on by the 38 car.
That does bring me something important here, Joe. The old adage that apron is lava. You do not want to touch the apron here. At high speeds, these cars do not like that change in banking. They are set up to be sitting on this 31 degrees of banking and nothing else. So when you get them on that apron, they don't like doing it at low speeds, getting off pit road, let alone smacking it at 190 miles an hour. So I was gotta be careful with that. Another chin out here. The 19 of Rod Weston.
See what happens. Not a good night if you're a fan favorite in chat.
Yeah. Do you think, when do we start calling the chat jinxes? Oh my goodness, the 19.
Oh my!
Oh my goodness. Here's a 19. I've had a wheel disconnect, but he just, oh gosh. He went into that inside wall full speed.
Here it is.
Got the 24 and the 28 as well. I think we there and the 28 of Keith McLean actually got away pretty clean on that, but oh, that was a scary moment there.
Yeah, that looked like the steering wheel might have came off the steering column. Yeah.
And another one down, and another one down.
Another one bites the dust.
A lot of retirements for a moderate damage race, but that's kind of the hand you get with Daytona sometimes.
Oh my, the car was going so fast when it hit that wall that it registered in the game that it went through the wall.
Yeah, that's when you know you took a hit too hard. When the car faces through the wall. But right side, it seems like 24 and the 28 got away from that pretty damage-free, so just had to go for a spin there. So very unfortunate for the 19, but on the bright side, that could have been a lot worse.
And he's retired from the race, so it was very bad. For him, at least.
Yeah. Now, 33 Mark DeSenza gets a little more time to sort of
Catch his breath.
Maya the back of the pace car here. Yeah, catches back of that pace car. It looks like they're all going to come down pit road. Like we mentioned at the start of this, Joe, you got about 19 laps to a stop here. We're at lap 22. Right now, this really would have been when green flag laps would have taken place. So
yeah.
Right now, you got to think we got maybe 2 stops left in this race. We go green to the end.
That's what you'd think.
You'd think.
You'd think.
Think that.
Yeah, but you don't know it.
You don't know. No, you don't.
Couple cars staying out. Matt Stern, Fugate, Ethan 38, 46 of Gibson, Steve Grant, Josh Boyer, Tom Musa. Looks like gas and go for most of these guys. 93, big gainer on pit road. DeSenza falls back. I have to think that 33 took 4 tires after not pitting that last time.
Yeah, and that's usually the way you want to do it here. When you come to Daytona, you almost kind of want to stagger your. If it's not a version that has heavy tire wear or handling is not a huge fact, I don't want to stagger when you come down to take tires. Anytime you come down, you either take right sides, the left sides, or none, but you never take 4 tires. What I usually like to do with flag runs is sort of set it up so that I'm taking left side tires on that last stop just so it goes as quick as possible. But for this caution here, when a lot of these guys came down, take fuel, considering how few laps they have on those tires, there's really no harm done in that. And with how big the field still is, you know, we still got 28 cars in the lead lap. You really don't want to be mired in the back right now.
Well, not with the way these wrecks have gone, too, and they've been unpredictable. That first wreck obviously happened about mid on back. Second wreck happened mid on forward. And now with Weston having the issue with his wheel, which we're getting confirmation that that was the issue. I don't think there's anywhere safe to be except the leader, and Matt Stern right now has that.
That's plate racing.
Yeah.
Plate racing for you. You're never safe anywhere you go.
And even if you are the leader and your name's Joey Logano, you're not safe, apparently, because you're going to throw a dumb block. Anyways, listen to the Fake Racers podcast came out this week. Davey and I talk about the Daytona 500. Talk about all of Speed Week. Get you ready for the Daytona Road Course. Talk about Davey getting ready to go karting again this weekend. Brand new kart for him. He's getting to drive for the first time. And it was a fun time, Ricky. We recorded it last night after the Cup Series, TMP Cup Series race, which you can also check out now on our YouTube on the replay of that. But Fake Racers Podcast, go check it out now, live after the race. I want you to watch the rest of this broadcast, and I want you to go over watch that Fake Racers Podcast, as well as if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, maybe you just want to listen to it, well, it will be live on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts from. Well, they'll most likely be carrying the Fake Racers Podcast, Ricky, because we're just that good, apparently. Also, it's, warning, explicit content. We use naughty words on that on that show.
Oh, we don't hear? Do you want me to change that?
No, you from up in the Northeast, I know you got your fair share up there north of Boston, but
I think Bristol sent me a production note for saying belating the other night.
yeah. I think that was okay. I think that one's like borderline, like damn, like that one's borderline because I'm talking about the dam that beavers would build, right?
Like the Hoover Dam.
Yeah. What a piece of architecture, Hoover Dam.
Piece of architecture.
Just like this Daytona International Speedway where Matt Stern currently leads. Remember all the great Hobo Racing action coming to you live on JTN this week. Thursday night, we'll be back at you from Richmond for the season opener for the Hobo Mods. Those races are always fun. They're short, but that makes them that much more exciting because it makes these guys have to really push hard. Richmond is actually probably one of the bigger tracks that they're going to this year, too, so that will definitely be something to watch. Then the Hobo Truck Series comes back to Daytona on Sunday, February 21st at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Next time out after that with the USORL Cup Series from Bristol. I believe that's paved Bristol, not dirt Bristol. Thankfully, I do not have to throw a bunch of dirt on Bristol. That would be bad. And then March 1st with the ASRA National Championship at Laguna Seca. And the USORL Cup Series again on March 6th from right here, the World Center of Racing, Daytona, after they had a beautiful Horizon 250 to kick off their season over there in the Red Bull Cup Series back in November. Pace car lights off. Matt Stern. Jeff Fugate. 38 of Rob Heath. I believe that's the 46. Bob Gibson. And Steve Grant in the 11, rounding out your top 5. Or, I'm sorry, Maverick rounding out your top 5 in that 23, and then Steve Grant there in 6th. Different players up the front now, Ricky. That's going to change things on this restart.
Yeah, I mean, no, Matt Stern back up here, but Fugate's now up here. Rob Heath, Bob Gibson. He's got a lot of different. That 4-car's got a lot of different faces around him now than he had earlier when he was vying with the 73 for the lead. But we're definitely getting a nice little cycle here if everyone kind of getting their chance up front.
How many cars are left, Ricky?
I got 31 on track of the 34 that I got on record.
Of the 36 we started with.
Yeah, 36 we started with. I dropped out, so I'm not sure if at one point. So I'm not sure if I got the full field, but there's 31 cars still recorded on track, I think. Actually,
yeah, we'll see.
Never mind. Yeah, 30 cars actually, because I was thinking of the 19 Rod West who was listed as 3 laps down, but he is off track.
Ooh.
So really 3 cars on track here. All but the 14 are on the lead lap as well. So,
something to watch.
Something to watch here.
See what happens. Pace car is going to make its way down pit road. There it goes. Matt Stern going to lead him back to green for the first time tonight in that Ford Grizzly machine. And we wait. And there we go. Green flag's back out at Daytona.
Bob Gibson, the 46, making a shot to the inside. We're already under caution.
My goodness.
We got an accident at the line, Joe.
Oh, my.
Ryan Johnson, 108 of John Palmer, and the 06 of MT Johnson.
See what happens here. Like it's a checkup.
Oh, there's a big checkup here.
Oh, where did that start? Well, there's the wreck.
Yeah. So the 06 and the 78 coming up quick on this. What happened up here? I don't even. Okay. So the field, I guess, accordion somewhere in the middle here. I'm trying to kind of figure out where that started. It almost seems like the day 2 maybe at Jason San Diego didn't get going.
Oh, it's back with the 6, I think, gaining on the 66. Let's see.
Eh.
If
There were a
it's
few things here. It just kept kind of amplifying until the 59 of Duke Sorensen had to let up a lot, and then the minute that he did, the 108 of Doug Palmer just didn't have enough. Well, actually, he had enough time to stop, but the 06 MT Johnson behind him didn't have enough time to stop.
That's just tough.
That is. I mean, no one flipped here. Everyone's in one piece, so I really don't think that's. I think that's no harm, no foul, but a little bit of waiting around here for caution. Pace car is off of turn 4 here, and Matt Stearns in 3, so he's got a bit of a ways to catch this pace car. Hopefully, they do not have a big checkup. It looks like Matt Stearns is going to come to pit road here, and we'll have a few cars stay out. A lot of these guys are very stout here trying to catch back into this field.
Real quick, while I just saw her pop into the chat, Barbara. Steve wanted to make sure that we let you know that he dedicated this race to you, knows that not feeling well, our wishes, prayers, all are good, all those positive vibes coming out to you. Hopefully you feel better soon, and just wanted to let you know we're thinking about you up here in the booth, hoping you're doing better, and Steve down on track, of course, dedicating this race to you hopefully as you're not feeling well and hopefully getting better. But Ricky, like you said, I mean, this race has been tough.
Yeah, it's been a little dicey here tonight, but I think if we get this rolling again, we'll be good. It was such an odd situation there, where really just kind of. It was just a weird deal there. It was just a huge checkup, and no one had a chance to slow up for it, and no one could do anything. So, well, it's just one of those things. But I think if we can get the field rolling here, we could start not having to worry about that and just kind of let this race play out.
Let it play out. Ricky, have you met these guys? I don't think they're letting anything play out right now. They're pushing. They want to go to the front. They want to win this race. Win Daytona 70. That's what we're going to call it. Daytona 70. Or should we call it the 160?
The
70 times 2.5 is 160.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Daytona 160.
Daytona 160. I'm fine with that. That sounds nice.
Make sure if you haven't hit that like button, hit subscribe here on JT and JoeTow Network. We really appreciate you doing so. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Great crowd as always here for the HOBO Racing League Cup Series season premiere kickoff from Daytona. Kind of in a little slew of cautions here. That last one was tough, Ricky. That last one was tough, but should be going back green. Not this upcoming time by, but next time after that.
And it looks like Fugate's going to get point here when we go back green if he does not come down pit road. Rob Heath in that 38 taking the field up behind him. Again, just a little bit of a shuffle here, Joe. Before Matt Stern came down pit road to top off on fuel. So Stern obviously has got an alternative strategy here to some of those leaders, which honestly at this point makes sense. That we only have 2 stops left in the race. If there's no harm in coming down and getting a quick splash of fuel, topping it off, and seeing if you could kind of snake by on 1.5 stops.
Yeah. Well, you
by
know.
half a pit stop, I mean like a slash and go or something.
Well, you know. You just keep running these laps. You know.
I mean.
I feel good. Start singing the
copyright claim.
Oh, you know, I don't think I sing it good enough.
I'll work on it. the one to go this time by, I think.
We think.
And we think. Very much a we think. But,
no promises.
look at a lot of the field here, Joe. So we got those 29 cars. Like I said, really not a lot of damage sustained to any of the cars that were involved in the last incident. So it's really who we had the last time by that we were talking about still the...
That's a product, too, of the moderate damage. They get, those guys really weren't up to speed, and they didn't have a big speed difference, right? A lot of times we talk about wrecks looking bad.
No
Looks
one
like
to go yet.
we're going to get another lap of caution.
Hey.
A lot of times when we see those big, scary wrecks, right? Cars are all going kind of equal speeds, right? The ones that hurt a lot more when you hit the wall that's stationary, or you hit the car that's stopped in the middle of the track because you're slamming on the brakes. Those are the ones where a lot of damage occurs, because you just have that difference in energy between the two objects, right? You don't have that transitive property of the energy. It's just all one blunt force, right? That's why, like, safer barriers exist, because they absorb the energy. And they do it over a longer period of time, while when you hit a race car sitting still, it kind of just takes all that energy at once, and that's what causes the massive damage. I mean, that's why, wreck at the end of the Daytona 500 this year was so scary. That's why the Ryan Newman wreck last year was so scary. Because you have that contact relative to, Newman, back to Newman's wreck, because that one, right, car is going perpendicular to the path of all the other cars. So it's got no energy, velocity in the direction of the other cars. That other car comes in, hits them, going 200 miles per hour, right? And that's what causes that wreck to be so bad. So it's all about the relative speed. So that last wreck, we're all going slow, and then on top of that, no one's really going too fast. I would maybe worry about the damage to the back end of the 06, I believe, or maybe not the 06, but the 06. And then the 108 cars. There's probably a little more damage there on those vehicles. Maybe the 59 of Sorensen, but other than that, it doesn't look to be the case. Moderate damage definitely helps here. Those guys should be able to keep on keeping on.
We'll see here if we get this one to go. I would hope we do, and there it is. Lights are out in the pace car. That was very... That was a very trying caution there, Joe. I kept thinking that we were going back green. It didn't seem like we were, but I think it's because we also just had 5 laps of caution waiting on that last one. But luckily, we're all good to roll here. We'll be going green at lap 32. We're about to come up on the halfway point of this race here, lap 36. So, clock's starting to tick down a little bit. You guys got to start making some moves to get themselves positioned up at the end of this race. Right now, 35
oh no, the
laps
14
left. Yeah.
blew up!
Oh my goodness, did he?
He blew up! And the pace car
up?
lights are back on. Oh my...
Oh no.
I got put oil all... No! They got that car all fixed up. And it blew up.
So the 14 of DJ Hinsky, oh my goodness. 14 DJ Hinsky went around the pace car to take the wave around. And as he's coming down the backstretch, it blew up on him. That's very unfortunate. That team. And yeah, well, okay, well, one more lap here. So lap 33. Check that for the record. Whatever I said, I'm a liar.
Well, it's going to give me another opportunity. Make sure you head over to our merch page, the JTN merch store, linked in the description, as well as our Facebook and Twitter, which you should be following our Twitter. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. If you got Twitter and you're not following our Twitter, you're crazy. You're crazy. Also go over, like, our Facebook page, but head over to the JTN merch store. You can buy the Throwback Speed logo JTN merch from this past Saturday. It's still out on there. Ricky, you got one coming in the mail. Super soft shirts. The hoodies are fantastic. The hoodies are a little more limited on the sizes and colors, just because Teespring's kind of, through the pandemic, has been, in their own words, they've been kind of overloaded, because a lot of people were, that was something, oh, I'm going to design myself a hoodie. I'm going to, But the best hoodie to buy on Teespring, of course, is a JTN hoodie with the throwback logo, with the classic JTN logo on the bottom right of your screen right now, as well as Fake Racers Podcast, Tommy's World, you know the rest. Go check out the JTN merch store. You can find a lot more on there, a lot more options, but throwback merch available now on that JTN merch store, linked in the description below. All right, rack them up again.
Now we got lights out the pace car. So Fugate will lead him here to this green flag, followed by the 38 of Rob Heath in second, Bob Gibson in third in the 46, Maverick in fourth and a 23, the 30 in the fifth position, Caleb Lingle in sixth position, the 113, Herman Reese in the 73 starting in seventh, Mark Senza, the 33 will be eighth, Harry Kodian 13th will be ninth, I think, when this gets through, and then the 40 of Gary Moran will be. And that'll be our top 10 here. And let's hope and pray that no one blows a motor here so that we can get going.
That was crazy. Can you imagine? You're like getting back on the lead lap. You kept on, keeping on, trucking through this race. And then, boom, goes the dynamite. Your motor blows up. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, that 14 was already hurting, so I guess it was just on its last leg.
I mean, hey, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, I know what we're going to do, Ricky. We're going to watch this restart. We're going to see how this 9 car out front does. Going to have all that clean air on the nose. Also, seems like he's clutching right now. If you want to save gas, being in the lead is not the place you want to be with that number 9 Sundrop Dodge Charger. But nevertheless, Jeff Fugate going to go for it here on this restart. Gotta stop clutching now. Gotta get ready to get those wheels a-turning once more here at Daytona. Field through the tri-oval into the Myco restart zone. Green flag. We're back racing from Daytona.
Okay, let me keep an eye out here. Single file, single file, single file. Yeah, okay.
We're not single file at the front anymore.
Yeah, it looks like we got through that. Now we can start racing.
Huge speed land 46.
Gibson. Yeah, 46. Bob Gibson getting a huge run here. See if he takes it anywhere on the 9 or if he's kept to ride around.
He goes high, and that's going to allow Maverick to get to his inside here, coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like Maverick's going to hang him out to dry here. That 23 is going to give that 9 a huge shot going into turn 3 here.
Big
Make sure
run.
that they're trucking along here when the field catches up to him, because Jordan McGregor's about to catch that 46 up.
And McGregor's got that push from the 113 of Lingle. See where Herman Reese and Mark DeSenza, along with Harry Kodian, go. Looks like they're going to take a crack at this outside line as well. Drop down in front of that 38 of Heath. We'll see. Actually, they're going to stay high. Maybe try to get around this 46 car.
Yeah, it looks like the numbers are going to prevail to that high line right now, Joe. We'll see if that works out for the 23. Maverick's looking to that outside, but see if he commits to it.
Well, if he wants to make...
going to get a huge run here.
Yeah, he's going to try to make the block. He thought about it.
Yeah, Maverick went up there, but he didn't have enough time. Oh, give the big wiggle out of the 9 there, too.
Happens. Battle for the lead right now. McGregor on the outside, qualified on pole. Hasn't led a lot tonight. Has really been committing to that outside line. He's going to take it, though, through the trial. Well, Jordan McGregor back to the lead here at Daytona.
You know, Joe, I'm looking at this right now. The field's actually kind of fractured a little bit. We got this top 11 here, and then there's a little ways back, the 78 of Ryan Johnson. I'm not sure what happened there, if they got hung up on somebody. The second pack's running just as fast as the lead pack, but they lost quite a bit of ground here that they're having to make up at the moment.
Well, and their best bet is to try to get single file before these guys up front do. It's only a matter of time because it looks like that inside line losing a lot of momentum. But, of course, Herman Reese going to the bottom, trying to make a pass for the lead. See if DeSenza tries to go with him. This does not look to be the case. Reese kind of hung out. Oh, now Harry Kodian going to the bottom, trying to get around that 33 DeSenza off of turn 4.
Yeah, you can see here, Joe, this track, this variant of track with these cars, it seems like you could do that. It looks like you got to run on these guys, that slingshot, and you don't immediately drop like a brick. Because the 73 of Herman Reese, he lost a position of Mark DeSenza here, but he didn't fall too far back before Harry Kodian caught him. And that was almost like a whole lap of waiting on that 13 car. So smart move here by the 73, because it basically gives him that bottom line. It started to form up that bottom line, and it basically gives him the lead down there. moment, though, it looks like the Highline's got the numbers. It's about 6-4 right now between the Highline and the bottom line, respectively. So we'll see if anyone else tries to drop down to get up by Herman. Back at that second pack, I think they heard your advice here, Joe. Looks like the 93 of Jovan Anderson is leading that field now. That whole second group, they're all single file, just trucking it down the back straightaway here. Could help them with catching these guys. But up front here, looks like Herman Reese is still trying to make a fight here with that third place car, Mark DeSenza. Still doesn't have the numbers I need to really make any progress.
Yeah, I think McGregor and Lingle, they want to get these guys strung out around the top right now. I think they're really trying to push to get that. I think that's been their play this entire race. I think that's why the 30 was really quick to try to get top. Trapped Lathic there on the bottom. Tom Musa. Get by him, okay?
Yeah, Musa's down on the apron right now. He's making sure everyone gets by him. He was just kind of a weird spot there. When you go through the turns, you can't get on the apron, so you have to be in the way to some capacity. Tom Musa on track going about 16 miles an hour right now, so you want to make sure that you know where he's going. And Tom Musa doing a great job making sure that he's out of everyone's hair. Right now, I think you're right that 30 and that 113 definitely want to start making these guys ride that high line and kind of dig this. And
never mind. Never mind. They're just trying to get they're trying to get that 73 to the back of this pack. I think they're scared.
They might be.
But they didn't do a great. Oh, Gibson slots right in front of Herman Reese there for 5th or 6th rather.
And that 23 of Maverick really got strung out on that.
Hung out to dry. Yikes. That's not where you want to see that John Deere green.
Yeah, but on the bright side, it's still only 11 cars in this front pack. Having to sort of drop back a little bit on these guys is going to be the...
Oh, go for it. Take it. Take it. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Slots in the line there. I just want to see guys be a little more aggressive. Don't want to see it, because if they're getting timid right now, Ricky, I don't know. We're single file. We got 11 car breakaway. We can maybe make a couple crazy moves if we want.
Oh, definitely. But, you know, I think right now, these guys might be trying to bide their time a little bit. We know we're going to have one more round of pit stops here. Actually, the 38 of Rob Heath saying he's pitting this time, actually. 38, he was actually just splitting the two groups in the 11th position, but it looks like he's going to come down pit road by himself and lose the draft.
You do not want to be doing that. Yeah.
But at the same time, as he's got to get single file here, that second pack's getting closer.
Good job getting to pit road there in that Apple Door Systems machine. Pit stall. Leader's going by Austin LaPlante there in the 48 car. Lap down.
Make pretty quick work of that 48 Lowe's machine. And now you see that Maverick still kind of keeps peaking up high. He wants to get up there. He just doesn't have anyone that wants to work with him yet. And I think it's going to be a matter of getting a few people on board with this. But at the same time, you know, I don't think these guys are going to be content to ride around for too long. Moment, that 93 is just leading that second pack. They are picking up a lot of ground on these leaders. They're about to catch them here in about a lap or two. They just keep closing in and closing in. When these guys catch them, they're going to have so much momentum from that front draft when they catch the wind of the sixth car of Rich Napick there that they might be able to make a second line themselves if they just want to run up on them.
Yeah, you see from the spectator cam, they're going to get some draft from this 38 car, and that 38 of Heath doesn't have a lot of damage, so you know that car's fast, but Stern is just all over the back bumper of this 93 car.
And, you know, these guys up front are just moving around a little bit too, and that probably doesn't help their case with the second pack, because that's going to help 93 catch the wind on this. Oh, it looks like the 9 and the 46 are going to come down together, so maybe there is a little strategy going on here, Joe. Maybe some of these guys are pitting early here, trying to...
Well, remember, they stayed out that last caution. The rest of these guys pit.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's our top 3 that did not stop that last time, except for Maverick. I think Maverick's the only guy that's still out there that has not pit. So we'll have to see how that plays out because they're in the window, right? They're in the window to make it to the end of this race on one more stop. Everyone's going to have to make one more stop. Especially after these guys, of course, up front make their stops. They'll still have one more to go. So, or will they? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. 19 laps, Joe. Remember, that was what we're insisted upon. 23 is coming down pit road this time, bud.
The Maverick comes down pit road.
Oh, he is blazing it down pit road. He did not make pit road speed there.
Oh, we'll see. Oh, no, he did.
We'll see.
Oh, he missed his box. He was going so fast.
Oh. That is a very hard break for the 23 because that's really, he's going to lose a lead because of that. The time he lost there. But 78 of Ryan Johnson up high, but that second pack for the most part beyond the 78 is still staying pretty single file here. And the last few laps, I think they've been having an issue with catching these guys because the toe off that 6. It is that 6 car of Rich Knappick's carrying a lot of speed around here because he's kind of hanging back and making sure that he's just towing off the draft of the guys in front of him.
No, you can run about 3/4 throttle back there too, save some gas. I mean, I think that's a play right now. I'm, again, big proponent of, hey, let's try to be the last guy on pit road. Because then you kind of stay out of everybody's way, you stay out of everybody's mess. You just gotta hope that you maybe have 1 or 2 guys that go with you. Usually I do. But, I mean, I think that would be the play there for that 6 car. He's at the back of this pack already. Not a lot of track position to lose, and even if they had a bad stop or he didn't get a good entry to pit road, he'd be able to kind of fall back on that second pack back there to catch him for the draft. As Moran now coming down pit road in this 40 car.
Hey, you know, I'm looking at this, Joe. It seems like for the past few laps, with the exception of that time by, 93 has been slower than the 6 in terms of lap times here. That kind of gives you an idea of where these guys have been. They've been running pretty close to what that first pack's been doing. They just haven't gotten an advantage on speed yet until this last time by. But we'll see if that holds here. It looks like they're formed up a little more in that second line now. But this front pack isn't really doing anything crazy right now. They're not close together. They're just staying in a consistent formation. And I think that's really helping their speed.
Herbert Reese coming to pit road by himself. Everyone's choosing to come to pit road by themselves.
And Reese Reese came in very hot too. I'm not sure if he made pit speed there.
We'll have to keep an eye on the chat to see if that 73 comes back down pit road.
That 73 came blazing down pit road.
Not good.
Now this lead pack, Keith McLean, the 28, just fell in line here. You gotta hope that some of these guys catching lap traffic as some of these other guys are coming out pit road might help them a little bit. Sorensen just came down pit road as well.
We're 4 wide.
They're gonna squeeze that 59.
You said we couldn't go 4 wide here. Here comes the leaders.
It's just hard.
Oh no, no! Oh my god!
Oh,
Harry Cody
boy.
Ann. What a legend. That was a legendary pit stop.
Yeah, that was a fantastic stop by all those guys.
Right
Have to keep an eye
now,
out for here.
the second pack now takes over the lead at 93 of Anderson. Good. Hey man.
Now we gotta see coming off pit road here. Herman Reese still on track, so maybe Reese didn't get a speeding penalty there. Maybe they know something about where that line is that we don't. But 73 on track and rolling. Actually got a drafting partner with the 21 is Steve Rubino, so that's gonna help his case a little bit.
21's probably got a decent amount of damage. Hey, oh my goodness, we almost had a range! MT Johnson, that 06 coming off pit road, not up to speed. Still trying to get back up to speed. That car does not look good. Does not sound good right now.
Yeah, it's gonna take us a bit here to get this shuffle through because like we talked about, that second group of the 93, a bunch of those guys haven't been yet, so we're kind of waiting on them to come in.
Ricky, look at how many laps are left in this race.
Yeah. 20 laps, so whenever these guys come in, they're done. That's a stop for the race.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, that was a strategy call.
Yeah. And, you know, these guys that pitted earlier than that, they're definitely not going to be able to come in. Herman Reese back on Joe.
Back on pit road?
So I guess, yeah, so I guess the 73 did in fact get a speeding penalty.
That's going to leave this 21 car without a drafting partner to see the pack just swallow him up. Our leaders, though... The other thing I wanted to say, too, these guys, they're staying out on this strategy call, which is looking fantastically brilliant right now. They're all together in a draft still, too. They didn't have to worry about coming off pit road. So they're definitely probably gaining some time, too, on those guys that already pit.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a bigger pack the entire time as well, so that might help them a lot, too. 93 comes up on the 73 of Ryan Johnson here, who I think is a lap down.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to come a lap down, so we'll see if...
Now he's going to use him for draft.
Yeah, I would imagine they might just use it for draft here, just to get some fuel saving going.
Boot, scoot, boogie.
Yeah, right now, 19 laps to go. We got the 66 calling that he's pitting this time. That's Brett Carter in the 4th position. See if anyone else comes down pit road with him. But these guys might be coming here, Joe. Yeah, here they come. Now the ball's really in their court to execute here and make sure they get down on pit road in one piece.
Josh Boyer really aggressive to pit road in that black and yellow car at the back. Anderson first to his box. Yo, Matt Stern looks like he's slowing down. I wonder if he was worried about that 66 maybe getting in his way before he got to his box.
Yeah, that might be a little bit tricky here. This pack needs to be able to stay together. If they're going a little too slow, that 93 is going to just run away from them coming off of pit road.
There's 93. Ray Dog also getting out. Brent Carter, Matt Stern, Steve Grant. It looks like they're pretty well formed up.
Yeah, I'd say well enough to get rolling here. Now these guys merge in turn 1. Here comes the lead pack, and 30 and Jordan McGregor. Past the 66 here. We'll see what these guys shuffle. But
remember, these guys that they're getting passed by right now, they're all going to have to pit again. So is this really a race right now? I mean, if I don't
really think so.
If I'm that second group,
out of their sails to catch their draft.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm that second group, I'm thinking, hey, let's just run single file until these other guys pit. We don't want to cause a caution. We don't want to bring more guys back into this race. Because right now, these guys that pit earlier, Ricky, I mean, they're in a bad spot, right? They're gonna have to pit one more time. There's no way they save 6, 7 laps of or 6 or so laps of fuel, 6, 7 laps of fuel.
Yeah, I agree, and we'll have to see here. But it looks like you got Bob Gibson, Fugate, Eric Codian, Gary Moran, Rich Knappick. They all just caught those guys that came off pit road there. They all kind of blended together now, so. A lot of this pack starting to fall back together. The guys that recently pitted, I just don't know. Roy Donahue, very off base here. I don't know of these guys how many of them can make it. I really think the only guys that can make it are that little group that we saw come down pit road, led by the 93.
Well, if your car in that little group like this 66 of Carter, I mean, he's getting swallowed up by these guys that pit earlier. Go to the back of these guys and just draft with them, push them so they can get you closer to the guys that you pit with. And also, you can sit there, save a little bit of fuel.
Yeah. I would think so. That would make sense.
Yeah.
But, man, that 93, I'm sorry, I'm just like sweating bullets here. Look at that 93 because he's all by himself and he's got 112 of Rayleigh right behind him there, of Eddie Rayleigh. But this pack's coming, Joe. When this 46 catches him, he's going to blow right by him. Here we go. He's going to take that inside line.
They're just going to let him, though.
Yeah, 93 can't really put up much of a fight. But this might be a strategy play in of itself that maybe these guys are going to call the bluff on that 46 of Bob Gibson. And that these guys that are coming behind him, that they're not going to be able to make it on fuel. Here comes a 4 Matt Stern, who I believe was in that pack. So I believe Matt Stern should be good on fuel as well as the 93 of Anderson, and the 112 of Rayleigh, the 41 of Boyer, and the 66 of Carter. But I think that's all of that group that's really in a pack right now.
And they're at the back of this pack, too.
And looking up front, looks like Maverick and the 30 of Jordan McGregor just kind of racing side by side here. Maverick actually not on the lead lap. The 30's got
I mean, he was hot. He was hot pitting. He was really hot coming to pit road.
Yeah. But
Let's stay behind him, get some drafts, save some fuel. Maybe you can get in a position. I mean, those guys that just did that last run, I mean, they were out there for a while. They were able to save something.
Starting to look like these league guys are starting to look like sitting ducks here, Joe, because there's only about 3 of them racing together at the moment. And Bob Gibson, the 46, is just leading this huge pack of cars, this huge wad. Even if some of these guys are on different pit strategies, they were coming with a big head of steam right now, coming down the back straightaway. The 93 of Anderson clocking in 197 miles an hour.
No offense to our leaders, but we're going to watch the second pack right now because this is where the storyline's building. Matt Stern getting a big push from Anderson in that 93. Moran really tight off the corner. Oh, he's down on the apron. He's going to come back up on the track.
He's got room. He's got room.
Ricky, I'm scared.
Good heads up driving there by Gary Moran to make sure that he didn't jump back out into the pack there. A lot of room, a lot of space for him to kind of get away with that. Very smart move there. Just kind of let him by. Now he'll fall behind the 66 of Carter here, and ideally he should hang on to the draft.
Ideally.
Ideally. I think he will. Now the 4 and the 93 up top, 112's going with him. Again, we talked about that differing strategy.
Just sit there. Just sit and wait.
I was going to say, you think these guys probably don't want to be in that bottom line. They might just want to wait until these guys have to pit. No real use in racing them if you know that you're going to pass them anyways.
That's my thing, and you can save that. You can keep saving fuel. You know, you can keep running 3/4 throttle. You can. I mean, there's all these things that you can do. You're just kind of putting yourself out of position. I mean, the one thing that you are going to avoid running up there is if maybe there's some contact coming off of one of these corners and that spins a car out down to the low side. You're not going to get involved in that checkup wreck that we would most definitely see. But I don't know, man. That's puzzling. That's puzzling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't even...
Oh, boy, you're on the apron! Sorry, that was... Ooh.
Looks like he's good.
That's gonna let him get down, though.
I was about to say, with how small these packs are, I wouldn't think that there'd be a big incident. If someone got out of shape, I don't think there would be a huge incident. I think there's a lot of wiggle room out there right now to be able to avoid stuff. But I do agree, there is still that threat, and you really don't want to have that on the table to begin with if you're going for the win here.
Going back up to our leaders, McGregor, Lingle, DeSenza, your top 3. At 23 of Maverick, lap down. Your pit penalty. Plant up in the wall, he's going to stay out of the way. Going to 11 to go here.
It's 11 to go, or is this 12 to go? Oh yeah, 11 to go, you're right.
I can count.
I was looking at a car that hadn't come across the line yet, so I forgot where they were.
They're going to put the 73 of Herman Race a lap down. There they go. That second pack is moving right now, but coming to the line, it's going to be 10 to go for Jordan McGregor. And folks at home, you know what that means. It's our TWB 10 to go. TWB would like to give this time to GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches to patios to more. For all of your outdoor lighting needs, head to GardenLightsDirect.com. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com on behalf of TWB. This is your TWB 10 to go.
Now, important to note here, Joe, as we're within 10 to go, these guys race back from here if there's a caution. So, every man for himself, more or less, if we get a caution. But this front pack has been reeled in by the second group here. Now it's really a matter of who needs to come and when, and the 46 Bob Gibson and the 9 of Fugate just came down pit road.
Those guys first to come down. See how that plays out for them. Right now, McGregor and Lingle out front with Descenza. The second pack, though, has gotten their draft. And it's
This
going to...
really can't go any way other than that second group, though, Joe, that we discussed coming in at 19 to go. I really don't see anyone else being able to make it. I think that might just be the race for the for Gibson and Fugate.
Yeah, well, for those guys, they're done. They're done. These guys that are staying out, they at least are I think they're gonna go as long as they can, right? They got to hold out for that potential caution when these guys coming from behind are gonna hopefully try to make a move and maybe make a mistake. At least for, you know, that's what these guys up front are probably thinking. At least you get a caution, right? You lose all your track position. Sorry to cut you off, but you lose all your track position, but you'll be able to make it to the end of the race, and you at least have a shot.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, everyone will have a shot on that restart no matter what, because the nature of the draft. But man, you're in that second group, you are just getting antsy right now because you know that you need to wait for these guys to pit, but it's getting so close to the end of the race, you want to make sure you're in that position to be able to win this thing. This is a tough spot to be in. It takes a lot of self-control to not just be out there trying to vie for the lead. We got, excuse me.
He got so scared. He got so scared by that 23 coming to pit road.
23 coming to pit road, yeah, excuse me. Got a...
hot mic, Ricky. Hot mic.
Hot mic. But, so, there's one down out of that equation. Now, the question is, when do these other guys start coming in? When do we start seeing hands out the window? At the 22 saying...
Oh, they're coming up on a slow car.
That's Jason San Diego, so that's...
Not up in this lead draft.
Yeah. Gibson's gonna get through here pretty cleanly, it looks like.
Again,
we're... Duke Thornton also pitting.
Let's see when these leaders come down. They're going to stay out one more time. I'm going to 6 to go.
Man, it's getting a little dicey up here. I don't know how I like
slow
this,
cars
Joe.
coming off pit road.
Another slow car. I don't know how I like this. These guys... If I'm in that second group, I really don't know if I like doing this right now.
I don't want to be here, Mom. I'm scared.
Now, Fugate's a fast car, absolutely. It just right now
He's out.
Get up to speed.
Exactly.
So it's tricky. He's doing everything he's supposed to, but it's hard when you come up on a lap car and you're 2 wide, 2 or 3 wide. It's hard to give that lap car some space to move.
Exactamundo.
Still on track this time by, so I think this 30 and Jordan McGregor is really going to get this to the limit and see if he can make it to the end here.
5 to go. There's Sorensen coming off pit road. He's going to go a whole lap down.
You got to wonder if that's part of why you're seeing so many cars materialize. The Highlanders are coming up on the 22 here. Gonna get on by him.
I hate it. I hate it.
But
I'm getting flashbacks to Derek Cope being parked on the back straightaway Thursday night.
But I think that's why you see these guys keep forming up on that outline single file. They know that these guys have to pit. They don't really want to behind them when they duck down. They just want to be able to roll on by them and start going about their own business. And we'll see here. Harry Kodiak's coming in this time.
Yeah, but those top 3 still staying out.
There goes Harry Kodiak. He was listed in 4th position, I think. So there's Kodiak, MT Johnson, Rich Napick. So there's a few down.
4 to go, and you got to be worried too about these guys that are staying out right now, running out of fuel.
Oh yeah, that's the other part too. I think that might be why these guys are staying in line on top of everything else I was saying about wanting to make sure that you're not going down pit road.
They're coming up on another slow car.
And we got the 33 of Mark Descenza waving his hand out the window. That might be the race right here, Joe.
You see if these top 3 are going to come down pit road. Yep, they're all going to come together. So that's going to hand the lead over to Matt Stern in this 4 car. Anderson and Ray Lee behind them.
Now I think this is what we're going to see. And here comes the T. Johnson coming off a pit road.
He did it again!
So Nina Fuge in the wall. Oh, goodness. It looks like everyone's clear of it. Now,
3 to go.
I think this is it. This is the race right here. Matt Stern, the 4, Anderson, the 93, Rayleigh in the 1-0, McLean, the 28, Boyer, the 41, Carter, the 66, and then Bob Gibson's actually a lap down, Fugate's a lap down. So really only these top 5 cars are the front runners here, Joe.
Yeah, 28 a lap down
And,
up here with these 3.
28's a lap down as well.
I mean, it's going to come down to these top 3, I think. Boyer's going to be probably able to get a good run here, 2 to go.
Interesting. Do they use lap cars? Do these lap cars play a factor into this? Can Matt Stern use them as a pick to kind of...
Stern ain't using them as a
when
pick.
it comes down here? Is he going to be able to gain a draft from them so these guys can't get a run on him? He's going to have to kind of rely some on this lap traffic here if it keeps being an issue. By the 38 here, no issue. Next one up is Gary Moran coming off of the 4 in the 40 car. They're going to catch him pretty quick as well.
Well, this is where we get scared. Coming to the white flag this time through the trial. Well, Matt Stern, one final lap here at Daytona to try to seal the deal on this race.
There goes the 112. He's looking at that outside. He's waiting to see if someone goes with him. 93's keeping as well. You know that Anderson does not want someone to get the jump on him here. So if that 3rd place car jumps out, I got to bet that 93 is going to do the same thing.
Well, don't forget that 41 of Boyer running 4th right now. Something happens up in front of him, which these guys are pushing down the back straightaway, Ricky, coming into turn 3.
All right, it looks like the setup's going to be right here, coming off of turn 4. How do they do this? Can the 93 get a run?
He's going to have to try something. He's going to have to try something. Coming off of turn 4, Anderson looks high, looks low, not enough momentum coming to the line. Matthew Stern wins at Daytona. What a strategy call.
What a strategy call, Joe. It's going to take a while for everyone to get across the line. We had so many cars a lap down. Yeah, you saw it there. It seemed like that 93 pushed him all the way down the back straightaway there, and that was all she wrote. Couldn't get the run again, just kind of stuck to the back bumper of the 4, and that was took Matt Stern to the victory there.
Here you see the run coming off of turn number 4 one final time. And like you said, Ricky, I mean, that 93, he just got on that bumper too much, right? I mean, you hate to say that's why, but just not able to get the run going there at the end, not enough cars.
Yeah, well, you know, it could have been by design, too. We don't really know if they were working together at all tonight. But yeah, in terms of setting up that draft, that 93 was very close to the back bumper of that 4. He probably could have pulled back a little bit and gotten a really good run. I think the 112 would have gone with him. But ultimately, tonight it looks like the victory will belong to Matt Stern. Great way to open off the HOBO Racing League season for that 4 team.
Well, a victory, that's a big deal. Anytime you get one, but nonetheless at Daytona, an even bigger deal.
Oh yeah, it is. There's something so rewarding about winning at Daytona, no matter where you do it. It's just something feels like you ran through the gauntlet and come out clean the other end, and it's a really feeling.
Mark it at the start-finish line, and we're going to move on to our post-race coverage. We'll interview our top 3, Matt Stern, Joseph Anderson, and Rayleigh in the 1. Get all that to you in just a moment here, Ricky. But what a fantastic race. I mean, we had our share of cautions, of course, to start off the thing, Ricky, and nonetheless, it got a finish that was, I think, really fitting of an old school classic super speedway race.
Yeah, it really was. It wasn't even just pack racing. We just got to see a lot of strategy there, a lot of different packs. a lot of different groups running around there. Some guys running by themselves. A whole big slew of strategy. It was a a very nice change of pace there. It was really fun to watch.
Well, we've got the headset hooked up on our third place finisher right now. Eddie Rayleigh in the 112 Ray Dog. I'm going to call you Ray Dog. Is that okay, buddy?
That is perfectly fine.
Let's go. Ray Dog in the 112 U.S. Army machine. What a strategy call there. What went into making that decision to kind of make it to the end on that one stop?
Well, my crew chief was telling me I had just enough. If I pitted that time, I'd have just enough to make it for a full run to end the race. So we decided to go on in and take full tank, no tires, and come out with in the back and worked our way back to the front.
Man, talk about that. Working your way from the back to the front. I mean, tonight we had cautions early on that took out a lot of guys at the back. Then we had a caution that took out a lot of guys at the front, and you just managed to make your way through all those. I mean, a lot of luck has to go into it, but there's also that certain level of skill. You got to be able to notice, kind of where the cars are going and try to navigate your way through those wrecks.
Well, I was probably in the best position on both of those wrecks because I was up front, and when all the wrecks happened, it was always behind me, so I really didn't have to dodge my way through any of the traffic. Going to the back on that one pit stop, working my way back through the field was actually pretty tough. Especially too wide, people trying to save fuel and everything else. So that was pretty tough, but we managed to squeak through. And them two boys in front of me, I didn't have nothing for them. I was just barely bumping their rear end. So, I had just enough to stay right there in third.
Yeah, well, it's third place finish nonetheless. A great way to start off the year. I know you guys, you and the whole 112 team, you guys are getting ready to go celebrate. But before we let you go, anyone you want to shout out or thank?
Well, I wanted to just thank my teammates, for helping me with the setup. And, we worked on the setup really hard, and it paid off, and I appreciate all their help.
Well, hard work always pays off, Ray Dog. Congratulations on the third place finish. Good luck next week on the road course. I know that's going to be a tough challenge for all you guys here at HOBO Racing.
I appreciate it, and y'all have yourself a great evening.
Thanks, you too, buddy. That was Ray Dog, driver number 112, U.S. Army Chevy SS Ricky. What a great finish for that team.
Yeah, what a great finish. It was like I said, that was a great strategy there. And was man, yeah, just what a great performance all night by that 112 Army. I feel like we saw him up there a lot tonight, even before that last round of pit stops, and just a great showing all around.
We're going to try to see if we can grab a hold of our second place finisher here in a second. Try to wait for them to get into the waiting room, and then sometimes they're not too quick about being able to get into the waiting room. The jubilation, the excitement of getting a good finish here at Daytona, of course, and then nonetheless, HOBO Racing, always a hard league, especially with the the talent, right? Like, got a lot of talented guys here at HOBO, and I'm glad we got a different winner this week, honestly. I'm glad we got a new guy up here. We're going to have new people up here in Victory Lane before this thing's all said and done. Top three. Looks like I'm going to bring down our winner down in Victory Lane. He's got the headset on. They sprayed the champagne. They celebrated down there in the wonderful new Daytona Victory Lane. Matt Stern, driver number 4, Grizzly machine. Matt, wow, what a way to kick off the year.
Yes, it was. It was knuckle biting or nail biting, whichever you want to call it. One of those strings of cautions, I stayed out, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should have pitted," and I was like, "Why?" We ran one lap, and then I realized, I was a couple laps shy of an actual fuel run, and then we got the caution, and then I was in the back of the field, and so I made my strategy there.
So it sounds like the strategy, a lot of times when we talk about strategy, it's to get track position, but it sounds like the strategy that you and the whole 4 team and the 93, the 112, 41, you guys, your track position instead dictated the strategy instead of the other way around tonight. Is that the right thinking that I got up here?
Yeah, we were thinking, if this goes green, and when we were doing the pits, we're like, okay, if this goes green, we're going to be able to do this on one more stop. And then another caution came out right when the lights turned off, and we're like, oh, we'll sit here and clutch. And when I came in for my final pit stop, I was less than 3 pounds. I was running out of gas on the pit lane coming to my stall. And once I got fueled from there on out, I was good on gas. I was good the whole way. When I crossed the line, I think I finally dropped down to 3 pounds of pressure after I crossed the line.
Well, had enough to do some sick burnouts down there in the tri-oval. I'm sure those got to feel good. Talk about it too for the fans at home. I mean, we've been hyping up this race. It's the season opener. What does it mean to start off a season, start off a year with a victory? Nonetheless at Daytona, but a victory in a league like HOBO Racing.
Well, first off, I've really got to, it's a great feeling. I've got to thank HOBO for putting on a great race. You guys for putting on a great broadcast. Not only was I racing, I was actually watching the live broadcast on my other screen, glancing over once in a while. I also got to thank my teammates Ricky Johnson and Keith McLean, which we got up with the fuel strategy and work and so forth. And I owe Ricky Johnson a push to a win and so forth, because he really wanted to pass me on that last lap. And I was like, come on, you got to give it to me. And so he did, and I thank him. But going forward, I hope there's some more wins, but we'll see, depending on how the year goes.
Well, hey, you got the win out of the way early, so you at least can say you're a winner in 2021, and just take this momentum forward, keep it going, keep it rolling here, and I'm sure more wins will come. Matt Stern, driver number 4, congratulations on the win again, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you could Ricky, a lot of times we got drivers, you see the drivers that are absolutely elated to win one of these races, and then sometimes, I think it's a lot cooler when you just see the guys that are calm after a victory, right? I mean, you got to think there's a lot of emotions, but when the guys are calm, it's almost like you get better answers, right? You get more concise. You don't get the crazy, I love my guys, and boys back at the shop. That you get some in-depth analysis, and I think we got that from Matt there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Just sort of always calm, cool, and collected. You always know how to give a straight answer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm gonna drag him once, and I'm gonna drag him again. Hey, Mr. 93 car, you got a copy?
I copy.
What am I supposed to call you?
You can call me Joven now.
Was I calling you by the wrong name before?
Were you?
I don't know. Joven Anderson, driver number 93, Boyle's Trucking Machine, buddy. Welcome up to the booth. Second place finish tonight. Gotta feel good.
Oh, yeah, it feels good. Feels good. Yeah, no, sorry I couldn't respond. Yeah, it's spare protection on. And yeah, no. I ran under an alias for a long time, and finally decided to change my name after all these years to my real name. So you can call me by whatever you feel.
Hey, I'm gonna go with your real name. That's what it was. We're real here at JTN. We're real.
Yes, we're very real. Very real.
Really, very real sim racing. Very real fake racing.
Super real fake racing.
But Joven, you guys ran a really good race tonight. I mean, you did. It sounds like you came up with the strategy call for yourselves and Matt Stern at the end of that race. What goes into kind of building that good teamwork, building that good bond?
Just running laps together, coordination, and just really paying attention to what's going on. We took the risk, but we're looking, and that one caution was really long, and it just kept getting longer and longer and longer and longer, and then we were gonna go, and then something happened, and then it put on another lap. So it's like, oh yeah, at this point, we better go in, because we knew if it went green from that point on, we'd be able to save enough fuel to make it, because it was right on the money. So it's like we'd be foolish not to take that chance. We're already back here, so we took the chance. You know, we pitted, got the extra fuel we needed, and you know, did everything we could to get back to that main group to, I guess you could say, help solidify the victory, and that's what we did. It just worked out at the end. We took the risk and we got the reward.
I give you a Ricky and I up here in the booth. We were a little critical when the guys that had pit that only had to pit once from when we went back green to the end, because you guys were getting really racy with some of the guys that we knew that had to pit again. Was that just trying to have a sense of urgency to get up to the likes of McGregor, Lingle, and DeCenza? Was it just wanted to have fun? I mean, because my mindset goes, I want to minimize my risk, right? We saw a lot of big wrecks tonight. I mean, we saw guys absolutely take off to the moon, looking like they should have been down in Cape Canaveral instead of into Daytona Beach. Take me through that, because I was a little puzzled. I just want to pick your brain on what the thought process there was.
Well, I mean, somewhat, yeah. I mean, I knew there was guys right in front of us. I didn't know for sure if there was guys in front of us or not, because I got out really far ahead of Matt, and Matt wasn't totally sure either how many of those guys were good on fuel, weren't good on fuel. So we were just trying to put ourselves in the best position we could to ensure that we were up front at the end of that race going for it. And yeah, we just didn't know for sure who was where, and you never know what the guys were going to do behind us, because we knew there were 2 or 3 other guys behind us that could also make it at the end. So I guess it was just kind of a positioning thing, and trying to put ourselves in the best position possible, and that's about it. So I figured, well, it's not going to be too harmless if we can make it work on the top. We knew we were going to be all right, and then why not, right?
Hey, I'm all for it. I just wanted to know, because I wouldn't have been brave enough to get a little racy there. But I know it's the first time we're interviewing you up here, Joven, and so you might be new to this, but before we let you go, again, congratulations on the runner-up finish. Thank all the sponsors on that car, all the people back home.
I just want to thank you to the guys here at HOBO, for putting this on and providing a good place for us to race with a lot of guys, a lot of good guys in here. A lot of fun. Thanks to my teammates, and everyone else out there watching us. Thank you guys for watching, and just thank you for everybody for supporting the show.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Congratulations again on the second place finish, Mr. Anderson. Good luck next week on the Daytona road course.
Thank you.
Joven Anderson, formerly known as Ricky Johnson, driver number 93, Boyle's Trucking Machine. Have a wonderful rest of your night, buddy, and yeah, again, good luck. I don't know why I did another little outro for you, but there you go.
YOLO.
Hey, you only live once. Ricky, but that's going to conclude our coverage here from Daytona. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate you, as always, doing so. Y'all saw some great support in chat, winding down this coverage. But, Ricky, we got more Hobo Racing action coming this week.
Oh, yeah, we do. On Thursday, we're going to have modifieds at Richmond. And then next Sunday, we're going to have trucks at Daytona. So there's plenty more action here from HOBO Racing League for the rest of the week.
And it's going to be a great time, and if you don't want to miss a single second of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on JTN, the JoeTow Network. Hit like on the video if you haven't already. Go check out all our other Hobo Racing videos, because we got a lot of them. These boys always have us out. Thanks again to Steve Rubino, Dan Rubino, all the admins here at Hobo for, again, making it a great place for us to come out and broadcast, having us out to broadcast. We appreciate it so much. For Ricky Collette, for Bristol, our producer, back in the JTN studio, I've been Joe Towansky. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Spread peace, love, and happiness to all those that cross your path. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.